Every cold morning, millions of drivers start their car and go back inside, convinced that idling for 5 minutes is protecting the engine. Every week, millions more fill the tank past the click just to round up to a clean number. Every month, millions choose the premium nozzle for a car that does not need it, because premium sounds like better. All three of these feel responsible. All three are myths, and together, they are costing drivers billions of dollars in wasted fuel, unnecessary repairs, and damage to components they never knew existed. This video covers 9 of them: what they actually do, why they spread, and exactly what they cost when you keep believing them. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which 9 fuel myths are costing real money at the pump and inside the engine, the specific documented repair each one leads to, and one piece of manufacturer guidance that most Toyota, Honda, and Ford owners have never read, but should. Stay until myth 5. It involves a recall, millions of vehicles, and a habit most drivers do every single week. Myth 9. Premium fuel makes any car run better. You're at the pump. The middle nozzle says plus. The top one says premium. Something about it feels like the responsible choice, like you are giving your engine the best. You pay the extra $8 to $12 per fill-up, drive away, and feel like a good car owner. AAA ran the numbers on exactly this decision. After testing vehicles on regular and premium gasoline, AAA found 0 measurable benefit to using premium fuel in engines designed for regular. No improvement in horsepower, no improvement in fuel economy, no reduction in emissions. 0. The reason? A modern engine's ECU uses NOx sensors to monitor combustion. In an engine calibrated for 87 octane regular, the ECU runs its timing map right up to the regular fuel threshold. Premium's higher resistance to pre-ignition gives the ECU nothing additional to work with. The map does not change. The engine cannot use what the fuel is offering. AAA's Director of Automotive Engineering, Greg Brannon, said it directly on record: the only damage is to their wallet. There is one exception worth knowing. Engines labeled Premium Recommended, as opposed to Premium Required, will accept regular safely, but may lose a measurable amount of power and efficiency. Engines labeled Premium Required genuinely need it, and using regular consistently will trigger timing retard, reducing performance and potentially increasing long-term wear. Check the fuel door label. If it says 87 octane, you are paying for nothing. AAA estimates U.S. drivers waste over $2 billion annually on premium fuel in cars that gain exactly 0 from it. The next myth is told at the pump, costs almost nothing to fix, and ruins a hidden component most drivers have never heard of. Myth 8. Topping off the tank gets you more fuel. The pump clicks off, the number on the screen ends in 73 cents. Most drivers do what feels natural, squeeze the handle a few more times to round up, or just to feel the tank is genuinely full. It takes 3 seconds, it feels harmless. Inside the car's evaporative emission system, it is not harmless at all. Every modern gasoline car has a charcoal canister, a plastic housing filled with activated carbon that captures fuel vapors before they escape into the atmosphere. The canister is connected to the fuel tank by small diameter vapor lines. It was designed to absorb vapor. When you top off after the pump's automatic shutoff, liquid gasoline enters those vapor lines and reaches the canister. The charcoal absorbs the liquid. Once saturated, the canister can no longer do its job. The EVP system fault triggers the check engine light. The car fails emissions testing. The canister needs replacement. Charcoal canister replacement, $200 to $650 parts and labor. If the saturated canister allows liquid fuel to reach the purge valve or vent valve, which it often does, those components fail next. Total evap system repair when multiple components fail, $800 to $1,000 plus. The gas station's automatic shutoff system already accounts for tank capacity and vapor pressure. That click is not the pump running out of patience. It is the system telling you the tank is actually full. Stop at the click. The extra squeezes are not going into your tank. The station's vapor recovery system captures most of it right back. The next myth has been costing drivers money for decades, and it was manufactured, not discovered. Myth 7. All gas stations sell the same fuel. The base gasoline often comes from the same regional pipeline and the same refineries. A Chevron tanker truck and a discount station's tanker truck may have loaded up at the same terminal the same morning. This is a real fact, and it is the foundation of a myth that has cost millions of engines real money. Because the base fuel is the same, the additive package is not. Top-tier gasoline was created in 2004 when GM, BMW, Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, and Audi decided the EPA's minimum detergent requirement was not sufficient to protect increasingly sophisticated engines. The top-tier standard requires 2 to 3 times the minimum EPA detergent level. AAA bought top-tier and non-top-tier gasoline from the same market, ran both through identical engines for the equivalent of 4,000 miles, and published the results. Non-top-tier fuel left 19 times more carbon deposits on the fuel injectors, intake valves, and inside the combustion chamber. Those deposits reduce fuel economy, increase emissions, and cause rough idle and hesitation. Switching to top-tier gas reversed existing deposits by 45 to 72% over 5,000 miles. The price difference between top-tier and non-top-tier gas at the same station, approximately 3 cents per gallon. That is roughly $18 per year for the average driver. An engine decarbonization service to remove heavy intake valve deposits, $150 to $400 at an independent shop. The math is not complicated. Check the top tier list at toptiergas.com. It costs nothing and takes 30 seconds. What you are about to hear next is something most drivers think they understand. Almost none of them have the full picture. Myth 6. Coasting in neutral saves. Fuel. You are approaching a red light. You shift into neutral, take your foot off the gas, and coast. You call it saving fuel. You call it being easy on the brakes. Everything about it feels logical. The only problem is that modern engines were specifically engineered to do the opposite of what you are doing right now. Every modern fuel-injected engine uses deceleration fuel cutoff, DFCO, a system that shuts the fuel injectors off completely when the throttle is closed and the car is in gear. The wheels are turning the engine through the drivetrain at zero fuel cost. Shift to neutral, and the drivetrain disconnects. The ECU sees an engine with no load and reopens the injectors to maintain idle. You are now burning fuel that you were not burning 10 seconds ago. A 2021 SAE study confirmed coasting in gear consumes less fuel than coasting in neutral in virtually every modern fuel-injected vehicle. The habit that feels like saving fuel is the one that costs it. The transmission risk is separate. In many automatic transmissions, the internal oil pump pressure reduces when the transmission is in neutral while the car is moving. That reduced pressure means the torque converter and clutch pack surfaces are spinning with less fluid protection than when the car is in drive. Done on every descent, every approach to a light, every highway exit ramp. That is a lot of low-pressure spinning. Transmission fluid replacement, $80 to $250. Partial transmission rebuild from sustained heat damage, $2,500 to $4,500. Staying in drive and lifting off the throttle, zero cost, more fuel saved. The next myth involves a recall, millions of vehicles, and a habit almost every driver has every single week. Myth 5. Running low on fuel is fine. As long as you don't run out. You know the habit. The warning light comes on. You think, I have 30 more miles on reserve. I'll fill up tomorrow. Or you simply forget and spend 3 days driving with the gauge below the red line. It feels like nothing is happening. The engine is running. The car drives normally. Inside the fuel pump, something different is happening. In virtually every modern car, the electric fuel pump sits inside the fuel tank submerged in gasoline. That fuel is not just combustible liquid, it is the coolant for the pump motor. The pump generates heat continuously during operation, and the surrounding fuel absorbs and dissipates it. Let the level drop consistently below a quarter tank, and the pump runs hotter than designed. Habitual low-fuel driving accelerates pump wear and concentrates debris near the pump intake. Toyota documented exactly this in their fuel pump maintenance guidance issued alongside the recall covering 2018 to 2022 Toyota and Lexus models, Camry, RAV4, Tacoma, Tundra, Highlander, and others. Toyota's explicit instruction: maintain adequate fuel level. Frequently driving with a very low fuel level, up below 1/4 tank, can cause the fuel pump to overheat, as fuel acts as a coolant for the electric pump motor. A manufacturer putting this in writing during a recall is not a suggestion. Fuel pump replacement on a Toyota Camry or Honda Civic, $400 to $700 parts and labor. On a Toyota 4Runner, $1,283 to $1,593 at the dealer. Keeping fuel above a 1/4 tank costs nothing. Drop your car model below. I will tell you if your vehicle was covered under the Toyota fuel pump recall or if a similar advisory exists for your make. Myth 4. Fuel additives boost MPG and fix engine problems. A Toyota Camry owner noticed his fuel economy had dropped a few miles per gallon. A friend at work recommended a bottle of fuel additive, the kind sold next to the registers at every auto parts store, promising plus 15% MPG and restored horsepower. He bought it. He poured it in every fill-up for 6 months. 6 months later, his check engine light came on. The code: oxygen sensor failure. The repair: $220. What the bottle did not say is that it contained metallic compounds that, over time, deposit on the sensor's ceramic element and permanently damage its accuracy. The MPG improvement he was chasing never appeared. The EPA tested hundreds of aftermarket fuel additives and found the overwhelming majority deliver none of the fuel economy or performance improvements they advertise. Gasoline at top-tier stations already carries a precisely calibrated detergent package, the same chemistry major oil brands use. Adding a retail bottle does not double the cleaning. It disrupts a formulation that engineers spent years calibrating. Metallic compounds, iron, platinum, cerium, and some additives contaminate oxygen sensors and catalytic converters over time. Oxygen sensor replacement: $150 to $300. Catalytic converter: $800 to $1,600. The bottle: $12 to $25. One genuine exception: Techron Seafoam and name-brand fuel system cleaners, used occasionally, not at every fill-up, but as a one-time treatment, do have documented cleaning effects on injectors and intake valves in engines already showing carbon buildup. They treat an existing problem. They do not prevent one. If your fuel is already top tier, the bottle on that shelf is solving a problem you do not have. The next myth is the one you probably heard from your father. He got it from his father. Neither of them were right. Myth 3. You should always warm up the engine before driving. Cold morning. You start the car, go back inside for coffee, and come out 7 minutes later convinced the warm-up protected the engine. This habit made complete sense in cars built before 1990. Those cars had carburetors, mechanical devices that struggled to atomize cold fuel correctly, causing rough running and stalls until the engine warmed. Extended warm-up fixed a real problem. That problem no longer exists. Modern fuel-injected engines do not have carburetors. The ECU monitors coolant temperature from the first second the engine starts and adjusts fuel delivery, ignition timing, and idle speed automatically. There is nothing for a warm-up period to fix. What extended idling does instead, it allows cold, thick oil to circulate through the engine at low pressure, without generating the heat that brings it to operating viscosity quickly. It also allows unburned fuel to wash past cold piston rings and dilute the engine oil in the crankcase, a process called fuel wash down that reduces lubrication film on cylinder walls at the exact moment metal-to-metal contact is most likely. The EPA confirmed this. Restarting a modern engine uses less fuel than idling for just 10 seconds, making a 5-minute warm-up roughly 30 times more wasteful than necessary. The correct approach: start the car and drive gently for the first 2 minutes. The engine warms faster under gentle load than idling. Oil reaches operating viscosity faster. The catalytic converter lights off sooner, cutting emissions during the most polluting minutes of any trip. This next one will cost you money at the pump for the rest of your life if you get it wrong. Myth 2. E10 ethanol. Fuel damages modern engines. Every time the ethanol in gasoline topic comes up, half the comment section insists E10 is destroying injectors, ruining seals, and slowly killing engines. The other half says it is perfectly fine. Both sides have a point about different vehicles. For any car manufactured after approximately 2001, E10, The blend of 90% gasoline and 10% ethanol currently sold at virtually every U.S. gas station is entirely safe. Automakers have spent decades designing fuel injectors, seals, gaskets, fuel lines, and pump internals specifically to be compatible with ethanol. The materials used in modern fuel systems are resistant to ethanol's solvent properties. Millions of modern vehicles have run on E10 for their entire operational lives without ethanol-related failures. For vehicles manufactured before 2001, particularly those with carburetors, older rubber fuel lines, metal fuel tanks, or brass/zinc fittings, the concern is legitimate. UK Department for Transport testing found that E10 caused degradation to fuel hoses and seals, blocked fuel filters, damaged fuel pumps, corroded carburetors, and corrosion in fuel tanks in older vehicles. Ethanol is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the atmosphere. In vehicles that sit unused for extended periods or in fuel systems with older materials, this absorbed moisture leads to phase separation, where the ethanol and water separate from the gasoline and settle as a corrosive layer at the bottom of the tank. If your car was built after 2001 and you drive it regularly, E10 is not your problem. If it was built before 2001, this concern is real, and you should use ethanol-free fuel where available. The last myth on this list is the most expensive one, and it is hiding in plain sight on your dashboard. Myth 1, running on empty, only hurts the fuel pump. Most drivers who know anything about low fuel damage know one thing: it wears the fuel pump. That is true. Myth 5 explained exactly why, but the fuel pump is not the only thing that suffers, and for millions of drivers who have never had a fuel pump fail, there's a slower, quieter form of low fuel damage happening inside their engine right now. And it shows up years later as a problem that looks completely unrelated to the fuel gauge. Every fuel tank accumulates sediment, rust particles, scale, and debris that settle to the bottom over years. A quarter-full tank keeps the fuel pickup screen submerged and that sediment undisturbed. Run it to the red line regularly, and the sediment gets agitated, drawn into the fuel system, and pushed toward the fuel filter. A progressively clogged filter restricts flow and drops fuel pressure, forcing injectors to operate below specification. The engine runs lean. Over time, the injectors themselves clog with deposits. A 2018 Ford Escape owner traced a rough idle and hard start at 95,000 miles to clogged injectors and a restricted filter, $480 in repairs with no obvious connection to the fuel gauge habit behind it. Fuel filter replacement, $80 to $200. Fuel injector cleaning or replacement on a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord, $300 to $600. Full injector set replacement on a Ford F-15, $800 to $1,400. Keep the gauge above a quarter. The pump warning light is not telling you that you have miles of comfortable reserve. It is telling you that right now, something in the fuel system is working harder than it should. 3 things you can do before the next fill-up. First, check your gas station brand at toptiergas.com. Free searchable 30 seconds. A 3-cent difference per gallon beats a $150 to $400 decarbonization bill. Second, look at your fuel door label. If it says 87 octane, close it and use regular every time. The premium nozzle is not medicine for your engine. Third, if you own a 2018 to 2022 Toyota or Lexus, Camry RAV4, Tacoma Tundra, Highlander, or Prius, search your VIN at nhtsa.gov. A fuel pump recall covering those models is on public record, and the repair is free at any Toyota dealer.